Hey, Alto Key here. I'm in the park, which means I'm getting some natural sunlight, which is probably good for me, but also might mean I might get sunburned throughout the video. So let's see. Today I really want to talk about my brand new single, Distant Love, which is coming out on the 24th of July, 2020. And if it's not out yet, you can still pre-save it, which helps me and means you'll be the first person to be able to hear the song, which is all good. So one thing I want to mention about this is obviously my interpretation of the song when I put it together, and this is kind of the feelings that I had when it went into it. But that doesn't mean that's what you should think about the song, and it doesn't mean that your interpretation isn't necessarily correct. I don't want to prescribe how you should feel about the song. So, Distant Love origins. At the time, my partner was traveling a lot for work, so it really much felt like a long distance relationship. So I really wanted to capture kind of the feelings of being in a long distance relationship in a song, and particularly the frustrations around being kind of in that situation where you can't leave the relationship, or you don't want the relationship to end, but at the same time, you kind of can't move on. As time has kind of gone on with everything that's happened with the outbreak and everything in between of being kind of like locked away and isolated, I just felt like all of these different feelings are kind of relevant. Nobody wants to feel like they can't escape their situation. Yes, it's about distance, it's about relationships, but it's also about kind of cyclic behaviours and kind of a feeling of being trapped. So another aspect of the song, which is maybe a bit more subtle from my point of view, is a bit more about kind of expectations and what people interpret you doing and how you are. And for me, I wanted to get this idea that you shouldn't be guilty being a certain way or acting a certain way. And part of the lyrics refer to when what you want's grown too much and all I need's your guiltless touch. And yes, that can be applied to long distance relationships, but there was an element in there of feelings I was having at the time around how people were perceiving me and their expectations they had of me. And I feel like I wanted to break free from those expectations and not feel guilty about being the person I want to be. And in the context of the song, that might even mean sometimes having to do something like break up in a relationship or move on. And you shouldn't feel guilty about doing what you feel is like what you need to do to resolve your inner conflicts that you're having. Like, you should always try to not let external expectations define who you are. And I think those themes become even more obvious when you think about the music video, which is coming out soon if it hasn't come out already. And I really wanted to push forward those themes of expectation and isolation in the music video. So for the music video, I've worked with an awesome company called Geiger Studio, who are also based in London. And I can't remember if I reached out to them or they reached out to me, but somehow we got in touch online. I definitely wanted to move away from having a very clear relationship storyline, because I feel like the obvious thing for the song would have been, oh, I'll just make a music video which has people in a relationship and their long distance and how it affects each other. But for the music video, I really wanted to go way more abstract with that. So I'm so excited for you to see it if you haven't seen it already. So how was the song made? I worked with awesome producer Charlie Westrop, who's produced artists such as Gabriel Aplin and Orla Gartland. And the thing that he really helped me bring to the table was kind of like, I had a lot of different ideas, but we wanted to focus on some things. And the main thing that we both agreed on was we wanted the song to be dynamic. So we wanted to have loud sections and quiet sections. So I started off with just a piano demo, which I sent to him, as well as a list of artists and a list of songs as references. And from there, we met up in person, put the structure of the song together, and then did a lot remotely, to be honest, in terms of session musicians. Big shout out to Andrew Jocelyn, who always does amazing strings on any of these songs that I work on. So that's kind of everything that I had to say on the song. It's coming out on the 24th of July. So if you haven't pre-saved it already, assuming it's not out yet, then pre-save it so you can be the first to hear it. There's actually another song on the single called Our Family and Friends, which I'll talk about at another point. You got that to look forward to as well. It's not just Distant Love. But that's everything I wanted to say. So thank you so much for the support. Make sure you like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.